in the open section, and we are going to be seeing a match in the round robin section. This is the last match of the round robin section, and the match is between littleplotkin and GrindReturns are going to be matched against GoGoBurritos and Jkidjr22. This is probably going to be the closest match of all the games we've seen, and it's going to be interesting to see because they have similar styles. All of the players involved are very fast, so it's going to be a very fast-paced game. It's going to involve a lot of sit-in situations when they'll get up time, which is going to trigger Plotkin probably. And we've already started the match. So the win condition is the first to 16 wins. Let me just advertise in the Discord real quick. And we have started. So it'd be great to get some more people in the Discord. I'm going to start a prediction on this. So let's try to get some channel points wagered on the outcome here. I did give 15 minutes, which might have been too long. We'll see. But so far, no one has bet a significant amount of points. So GoGoBurritos is on the attack, but he also has... Now he's on the defense, and his position is a little bit sketchy. I think Plotkin is going to get the win here. So Plotkin's going to have bishop at g8, followed by bishop takes rook here. Oh, he's not doing it. He's playing bishop at h5. Oh, it's just promoted. That's an even stronger move. I think bishop at h7 was a little bit better to potentially get the queen back in. On the Jkid board. Oh, Jkid got mate.
I'm just watching this a little bit. I was talking to William for a little bit. What's up?
Hey. So, yeah, the score right now is 1 for GoGoBurritos and Jkidjr, and 0 for littleplotkin and GrindReturns. And I got so engrossed in the Plotkin board that I didn't pay attention to the grind board, but Jkid got made over there. The one interesting thing about this match is last night Plotkin partnered with Jkid. I think with one of his other accounts, and they actually lost a bunch of games, and Plotkin lost a bunch of rating. Lost, I don't know, like 50 to 100 points or something like that. So that Plotkin is rated less than Grind, meaning that Plotkin plays GoGoBurritos and Grind plays Jkid, because these games are always high versus high. And apparently Grind was angry at Plotkin for that. And I don't know whether this was a strategic move on Jkid's part, because Jkid had some amount of control over it. He was partnered to Plotkin last night and got Plotkin's rating under Grind's. And I think that probably benefits the Jkid team. I think Jkid will have a lot easier time running over GrindReturns than running over Plotkin, as Jkid is significantly better at chess than GrindReturns.
Yeah, I also think that this matchup switch favors the Burritos Jkid team.
I mean, honestly, I would have thought it favored the Plotkin team if Plotkin was high board. But Plotkin low board, I think, favors the Jkid team.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant by the matchup switch.
Oh yeah.
I think especially because it's not as much in Plotkin's nature to sack sit and wait for pieces, and when it's a race to kill your opponent, like you kind of need that mentality.
Right. Plotkin hates sit-in almost as much as I do, and that's saying a lot because I hate sit-in more than anyone. We do see Plotkin attacking here.
Sitting more or sacking more? Which of these two is the greater sin?
That's a great question. They're both very sinful, that's for sure. I think they're related. The plotkin is on the attack, has a safe king, but Grind is dead already. And honestly, this could just be a blowout because I don't think Grind is going to be able to live versus Jkid.
Oh, Jkid with the scumbag E4 anti-freeze. It's
Oh my god,
wait.
Jkid is just destroying Grind. And the problem is Grind often tries to pre-move every move, but Jkid is fast and pretty accurate too. So the Grind strategy is not going to work versus Jkid.
I think this game maybe featured a slip because Queen D7 was very
for sure
from grinding.
For sure, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of slips because they're all playing super fast. This is a great move.
Well,
As pawn on either side mates.
Yeah, this is tough. Yeah. Yeah, we can't even go knight takes c7 because of queen takes. Obviously, this looks dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you go like queen d1, rook takes, king takes, and pawn at d2 just to try and like get the queen off of you. But I don't think it solves.
You can try, but that just gives more pieces to. Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, we have bishop at b4. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but that doesn't really help very much. I mean, Grind is just
like,
dead.
When the alternative is death. Like,
just,
like.
I mean, but basically, you're postponing death for like 2 or 3 moves, and in the process, giving Burritos like 2 extra queens to play with. So that makes it much harder to for Plotkin to mate, and Plotkin has to mate.
Ooh, I think they should have sat there actually, because I don't think Jkid had mate without the pawn or the bishop that game.
Text with follow from Pedro Burger.
Matchup. Okay. So Grind refuses to get anti-prime with this game. Like he waits for e4.
and yet that is one of the benefits of an anti-pre-move is it slows your opponents down in the future. Like it prevents them from pre-moving.
Yeah, and it helps to be the stronger player in this case, because like even if he gets a worse position because Grind catches anti-pre-move, Jkid is strong enough to play back from this in a way that yeah, it's harder for the weaker player to make these bets with the anti-pre-moves.
Yeah, for sure.
That being said, this is still a surprising like score, even with the more favorable matchup for the Jkid-Burritos.
And the score, by the way, is 5-0, with Jkid and GoGoBurritos having 5, Grind and Plotkin having 0 so far.
Okay.
The other story of this match that we haven't talked about is as of like 12 hours ago, there were questions about whether this match would happen. There was some drama on the House Discord server. Won't get into too many details there, but they were resolved in time, luckily. Thank you for the follow from Jkidjr22. Really appreciate it. Oh wow, bishop at f8 looks pretty. Oh, this is good too. Promote to knight. And that's a good move because it defends the e2 square at the same time. We could see bishop takes f4. So Plotkin would mate with a rook. So that's the idea, that Jkid doesn't want to allow queen takes h2 or to force the rook another way. Plotkin's trying to maintain his pressure. And now a pawn is quite good for Jkid. Pawn at c7. This move maintains the pressure. Knight takes doesn't work because of pawn takes rook promotes.
Yeah, bishop takes f6. Nice move. So if bishop takes here, we have to go king takes. But this is still kind of dicey. Time is close. Like if we're just talking pure speed, I think the Burritos Jkid team is the faster team in the scramble.
Yeah, not by much though. If it gets down to a scramble, it gets closer, I think.
Oh yeah. It's just like faster, but not by much, because Plotkin and Grind are crazy fast. But Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to find any combination of two players that are faster than the Jkidjr22 team.
Yeah. Hey, Retro Sort. Thanks for watching. Hey, young UK baller. Yeah, Jkid is a beast. Oh, that. Oh, wow. This game turned around quickly. That was a huge mistake by Jkid. So, Block and Grind have got on the board. The score is now 5-1, favoring Jkid and GoGoBurritos. And this match is going to determine who gets to the finals. The finals will be held over the next few weeks, and it'll be a match between the number 1 and the number 2 team from the round robin. And we've already determined the number 1 team. That's Chicken and 12th Team, who have beat every team they've played. But one of these 2 teams is going to be the number 2 team. Okay, bishop at d1. Or he could wait for a rook and play queen at d1.
Oh, pawn at d3.
Bishop at d1. Bishop to d1 is pretty crushing. Oh, the rook covers. I'm so stupid. My microphone was like covering the rook. You were probably thinking like, what is he thinking? Okay, so knight at d4 or knight at g1 is a possibility.
There's also like queen at c2 ideas here.
Yeah, so now another knight would be good for f3. Knight plus there, and then queen at mate.
Plotkin gets anti-pre-moved here with the queen. Plotkin's in some trouble now because they're allowed taking the queen with check.
Yeah, if I'm in trouble, you mean he's checkmated, then sure. Okay, so mate in 1 for grind. What's the time like? Plotkin can sit. Bishop at b4 is mate.
Oh, Grind says he will not be deterred. Still pre-moving out of the opening. I respect it.
He's pre-moving and he's getting attacked. So Jkid is not afraid to sack pieces to get an advantage here. Oh, I don't like this defense from Grind. Grind is mated in 1 with queen in. Score is now 6-2, favoring the Jkid team. Young UK baller says, this is for the honor of getting blown out by Chicken and 12 team. Yeah, I mean, all of these teams have lost to Chicken and 12 team, so we would expect them to lose again in the finals. However, it's possible that they may do more prep before the finals, or for that team specifically. So
yeah, important to note, I actually didn't tell Jkid and Burritos that I believed in them before their first matchup against Chicken and 12 team. So that could like change everything, having my belief.
Okay, knight mates for GoGoBurritos. Knight at d5, king down, rook at. Or, oh wait, the knight covers. What am I? Or did he just put that knight there? I don't know. Okay, now grind is mate. Okay. These are all like very aggressive matches. I mean, sometimes you see matches where all the kings seem sort of safe and they play positionally and win pieces, but there's always at least 1 and usually 3 or 4 kings that are unsafe in these matchups. Every game.
Now, chat, if you can listen closely, you can actually detect the sheer sadness in Chuck's voice here. Nothing disappoints him more.
Wait, what? Staying free is saying sound not on. Can you not hear me? Well, no. You can definitely hear me. Can you talk?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Sound is for sure working. I see it in the audio mixer here. So, okay. Let's just stay free.
I'm opening up your stream as well.
Okay.
double check.
No, we're good. You don't need to worry about that.
Okay, all right. Bishop takes f6
Yeah,
with the
nice
idea
move by Jkid, because he's willing to give his queen to offer the checkmate. And I'm not even sure if it's checkmate, but he gets to attack with initiative. And taking the queen is
you
like
can't take
without
the
the
queen.
initiative.
Yeah, because like rook g8 and then knight h6 is mating if you take the queen, but like,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
hard
yeah,
to deal
right.
with this card and also deal with like pawn at e7. Like this doesn't look possible.
Yeah, and now since he has another rook, it makes it even harder to defend. I don't think this
so
is
maybe the
defendable.
defense is we're up 10 seconds and we let Burritos chess. I'm sorry, we let Plotkin chess. Unfortunately, rook came, so yeah, Jkid's starting mate in 1, so we can't actually take on e2 anymore. And maybe if we could coordinate this a little bit better, like we could take on e2 and allow rook g8, and then
Plotkin taking
and then
advantage of the fact that Burritos has no blockers. And he could do the knight check and then bishop takes e6 as a possibility.
Yeah, I don't expect him to be able to win this in time though. Especially like Burritos is like getting fed moves from Jkid here as well, just to probably just okay. And that's a classic Jkid scumbag anti-move.
that was definitely a scumbag move. So it was not a check, so it doesn't like overrule Plotkin's whatever his move was.
Wait,
but it does win the
get
queen.
an attack out of nowhere here.
What
happened? That is deserved. How dare you play rookie one?
Oh my god. Is it Plotkin's move? Doesn't Plotkin
yes, he does
have
have mate in
checkmate? Checkmate is a candidate move.
He wants to let him know.
Wait, is that not mate? What?
No, it's definitely mate, but yeah, the board's also frozen for me. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, the board is frozen for me as well. This would be a terrible time to have a server problem on chess.com.
Yikes. Okay. So when I go to observe in the list of games,
I don't understand what is happening, but I like the fact that GoGoBurritos is checkmated, has run out of time, and Jkid is running out of time, and Jkid will be checkmated next move. Like, I can't imagine any conceivable way where Jkid will be awarded the win in this game, right?
I mean, they could pay me a large sum of money, so don't rule anything out.
I mean, like let's look. Like it's checkmate M1 for sure, with queen at D3 for grind, right? So there's checkmate on both boards, and there's flag on both boards. This is like the most the winningest win I've ever seen in a Bughouse game in my life.
Perhaps we can contest this on the grounds that the only reason we played the moves we did is because of the server issues.
Yeah,
and had we played under normal conditions,
and that happened like a lot of times, like on the free internet chess server. When someone disconnected, when they came back, like the times would be wrong. So often people would be like, it would be ridiculous to continue this because like that disconnect changed the game and changed the moves that would happen and changed the times on the clock. So we should just abort it. So that, I mean, they may rule out this game, but I can't. Well, since the game is over, let's go back because I want to see what happened. How did Grind go from definitely mated to get in an attack? Okay, so he played pawn at d2, queen takes pawn, knight at f3, pawn takes, knight at g2, king over, pawn at c2. That's just a great attack from Grind. Hats off to him.
Yeah. Can we maybe solve this issue by going king takes d2, which like obviously no one's calculating this.
So he sacked. So Grind sacked a lot, but like the sacks were worth it. Like he found mate out of like he went from completely dead to mating his opponent. And wait, how many pieces did he sack? Let's look at this. He sacked. Okay. And by the way, I'm following GoGoBurritos, so I hope the next game will start. But okay, so let's see. 1 pawn, 1 knight,
So
2 knights.
still showing
No,
them
no.
playing, by the way.
Wait, they're
But I
playing?
think that's like. Oh no! So when I look at them in the friends list, it says they're playing, but I think it's still registering.
Yeah, I
them
think
as
it's still this game.
in that game. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how much he sacked. It was just a knight and a pawn so far. A knight, a pawn, a rook, a pawn, and a knight. Okay, so 2 knights, 2 pawns, and a rook.
Oh no! We also captured a rook, so we did not sacrifice.
Oh,
a rook.
and another pawn. Okay, so 3 pawns and 2 knights. But he got a queen for that in the end. So yeah, I mean, it just shows that. I mean, sometimes you can get attacks seemingly from nowhere.
Again, said with utter despair.
No, I mean, I'm impressed. I'm impressed that Grind found all this. So honestly, I think so. When the pawn was dropped, you played King F2 instead. Well, I guess if you play King F2, then there's Rook check in the back rank. Rook takes Rook and another pawn in. It's just it looks like a really good attack from Grind.
Yeah, I think this is just sound. It's
ladies and gentlemen, the arbiters have ruled that a sound attack.
However, it was the one arbiter who often forgets pieces move backwards, so we may need a further ruling on this case.
Okay, so yeah, I think is the whole server down. Like I'm trying to load games at like the binoculars for the games tab, and it's showing no variance games. It's showing, or it just shows load in for the variance.
Yeah, I cannot see any games.
I can see like bullet games and like other types of games. I think it's just like the variants that are down.
No, Penguin is playing a series right now against Berniak and Naveen. And they're still playing Bughouse.
They're playing Bughouse, okay. Oh wait,
and
we have
some standard games I can see.
We have another game, maybe. What just happened? I think they just resigned a game.
Oh, you can find games? I can't.
Yeah, so Jkidjr22 just played a game in the random pool and resigned to a 1,000 team.
I mean, they're probably outmatched in that matchup.
So I'm not sure if we can definitively say this, but in my expert opinion, I'm going to say that Grind's attack has broken chess.com. So chess.com, it's just broke Bughouse in general. The fact that he could get an attack when he was completely dead there, they're going to have to bring down the whole site for that one because it just didn't make any sense.
I think that they're good to go. Yeah, I believe the players are
Wait,
about to start.
They changed Grind's name for being Are you serious? Grind's name doesn't exist anymore?
But yeah, they changed his username. But wasn't it just GrindReturns?
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, GrindReturns is no longer here. I'm looking at GrindReturns and it says 404 missing.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
That's a fairly innocuous username though.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, no,
I don't.
he's
I've seen way worse usernames on a
I mean,
daily
like,
basis.
his
Super
previous
fun.
username was way worse. Like,
do you know his new username? Because I can give it to you, like the one they changed it
well, so I mean, I think I'm following GoGoBurritos,
Is it-
so I still should.
wait, is it the super pawn? Whatever.
to.
Oh,
Yes,
why?
yes.
Why is this his profile picture? Okay, never mind.
Well, in any case, they should have changed his profile picture, not his username.
Oh, was his
that
profile
always
picture
his
the
profile
problem?
picture?
What was his profile picture?
Well, apparently not, since it's still that.
I'm so confused. They're playing somewhere else. Did they change it to fix? Is that what's going on?
No, they are currently playing on chess.com.
Wait, is a
It's
game
now
going on right
7-4.
now?
Yes, it is now.
Wait,
Jkidjr22 against Super Pawn A5 A6.
hold on. I'm okay. Oh, now I see. Okay. Oh, and that plotkin and grind. Or wait, was that what his name was changed to, or was that like another handle he had?
No, that's his same handle. It's the name has been changed.
Okay.
And I believe those two wins are legitimate. So I think the score is now 8-4.
Wait,
I see it as
are
like
you
2-0
okay in
right
live
now.
chess?
So okay.
I cannot see anything in live chess.
So Legion is
Uh,
saying this current score is 8-4 in favor of Jkidjr22.
Yeah, just to see, I got you. I'll give you play by play. Plotkin took a pawn.
Oh,
and
okay.
Grind is sitting. So it tells you everything you need to know. Yeah. Oh, Plotkin took another pawn. Oh gosh.
Wait, did Blocking use miss h5? Or was he feeding knight at c5?
Well, I thought they couldn't see it either.
I cannot see it either.
Oh,
I'm
wait, you can
saying
again
random
see
things.
it? Oh, okay,
I'm
yes.
just-
Oh, okay, good.
Okay, now Plotkin is on the attack. It's going to be hard for Burritos to live through this. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. New bishop in. Oh, he doesn't have a bishop. Okay. So that's mate in 1 with knight to f7.
Man, I'm impressed. GSVC actually convinced me that I could see this position. Like, oh, okay, nicely done.
Well, you said 2 moves, and somehow you were convinced. Maybe you should have waited a bit.
Well, the worst part is
Hey, Joanna.
those weren't even sensible moves. You just sounded so confident when you played them. I was like, oh, I must be missing something here.
Okay. So our score was what, 8-5 now?
That's correct.
I guess I can watch Jack's streams.
Well, you can unfollow and follow again, I guess.
No, not like live chess doesn't work for me. Like I cannot see any games.
Okay. That's awkward. Are you so if you look in the URL, does it say /live or does it say like /play or /variant? It does say /live.
It
Okay.
says like
So
I don't know that. So
perhaps your
there have been
username
some
is too
compliments in the
inappropriate.
chat. Joanna says, I love GSVC's accent.
That's just because you don't know GSVC. There are far more things to hate than there are to love.
well, but that's about my accent, not about what I say. You know, it's different things.
And Firefly has pointed out a missed mate of bishop at e6 was mate for Jkid, he says. I'm not sure if that's the last game. Or it's probably this game actually. But Jkid still gets mate, so it's fine.
See, Firefly has that GSVC level of credibility. He could tell me anything and I would believe him. Like,
I think I've told this story before. With regard to credibility, on the free internet chess server, Firefly has told me that at one point he partnered a friend of his who was like a 1700, and they were playing like sitting next to each other.
ooh.
But he let the 1700 play on his account, and he played on the 1700's account. and she would make sacrifices, and people just would not take the sacrifices because they would think Firefly is playing this move. It must be sound. Like I have to respect that. I cannot take that.
Yo, not gonna lie, that's totally me. I'd be so scared. Like, if Firefly breathed too hardly in my direction, I would probably resign. Or what's happening here? So pawn is like crushing for Plotkin. They're down a couple of seconds, so.
Yeah, so Joanna, there's an easy way to add the Discord overlay, and I've done it for Among Us. It was requested for these commentary streams, so I added it. If you want to add it to your stream, let me know and I can walk you through it.
Oh, Burritos with the anti-primo pawn at c3. That, wow. I think Jkid scumbagginess is rubbing off on him. Pawn at c, what a dishonest
why isn't
move.
Burritos moving? He has like an easy mate. That was not the easy mate, but well, okay, that works too. Since he has 2 queens.
Pawn at c3 here. I think this is the single most dishonest team that I've ever run into.
So our score is what now? 9 to 5, or is it 10 to 5? They're saying it's 10 to 5. So honestly, like the scores reported by chess.com no longer bear any resemblance to the match score because of the name change in the middle of one of the games.
Yeah, and I believe it's 1st to 16, which means Grind and Plotkin still have some time, but they're really gonna need to round into form here. Like, the games have been close, but I haven't got the sense that they've lost games that they should have won. I think they've just been outplayed so far in this match.
Yeah, I agree.
So what does Plotkin want here? I guess he wants like rook at h8, but ooh,
His
no, we
partner
shouldn't
is
have
a
let
little bit
this.
checkmated.
Yep,
Just
queen
a little
here.
bit.
Yeah, a moderate amount of checkmate.
Yeah, so Scary Snakes is also known as Crimson Vortex. They're asking if you play Crazy House.
Badly.
Do you play backhouse?
I play amazingly. So sometimes I like to partner lower rated players. Like there's this one guy, I think his name's like Jkidjr22 or something. But I'll partner him to like help him out sometimes.
That's very charitable of you, especially in the Christmas season.
Yeah. That's nice. I'm pretty sure he's grateful for that.
So Jkid has a very safe king and is on the attack. Grind is probably going to need to shed some pieces defending.
Grind has some life problems here.
He does. So he can't take this bishop or there's immediate mate. And if he defends the mate, then that's a free queen. So it's kind of awkward all around.
Knight.
Yeah, I mean, he probably wants to
H3.
attack, like knight at h3, pawn takes, but like a lot of these diagonals are just covered. Like what is? I mean, I guess he's gonna try to lure him out. Okay.
Okay, this is another one.
No, this actually might work. But so he could play rook at h1, and then pawn at g2, and then knight at h4, and then he's going to need another rook to mate.
Let's see. How bad is the queen for partner here? I guess queen's mating Plotkin, which is why it's sitting. Rook at g2 seems inaccurate because he doesn't have anything here. Now he's gonna have to defend at the back. Yeah, this is looking like another one for Burritos Jkid.
Yeah, and at worst, Burritos could take a draw if he wanted to. Ooh, but he's gonna go for the flag instead.
Yeah, that was always a problem there because you have to pre-move like pawn d7 or something. You don't know what queen sack is going to make. So the score is now 12-6. Sorry, 12-5.
And that last checkmate sort of reminded me of a story, which is you'll get different vernacular if you see people play over the board than online. So some people have some funny sayings, and one such person is King Walker, who, when he's attacking, if he can draw their king out to like the 3rd or 4th or 5th rank, then he likes to drop a piece in back, and he will say "from behind" in a thick Spanish accent, and then he will make an obscene gesture, which is not appropriate for this stream.
Mans will get his name changed on chess.com.
Yeah, the sort of gesture that would get your hand all changed real quick. So a knight would mate for grind, but there's not going to be that opportunity. So what is I don't even know the score, so you guys can just tell me the score. Legion says the score is 12-6 in favor of Jkid. So there's the first to 16 wins, so 4 more in theory if they win the next 4.
All right. I'm definitely rooting for this overtime. It's maybe going to be a little difficult to get there, but we can still get this.
So that's going to be a queen for Jkid. And Burritos has big plans for that queen.
No, I think we're still safe if Rook doesn't come.
Yeah, if Burritos got a knight and a pawn, he would have a fun attack, winning a lot of pieces. Or he could wait and hope a rook comes.
So here, Grind, has to defend the D1
Oh,
threat.
and there's the rook. Oh, I think Burritos should have waited, because that would have been more effective.
Oh no, they're playing for Jkid's board here. That was actually a very nice switch in attack. Yeah, that was very good coordination there. Because it looked like Burritos was attacking all game, and then they switched to get like rook plus queen to mate for Jkid.
That's true, yeah. And those are some of the toughest kind of attacks to see, because usually you have like one board playing for another board, or vice versa. But sometimes there are combinations where one board can force a piece for another board that allows that board to force a piece for the first board, and then the first board can mate.
Yeah, and also can be very difficult just like switching up plans that quickly. Because when you've been playing for your taco game to instantly like, okay, now I'm gonna get trades from my partner as fast as possible before they switch or before they sit is not easy to do. Okay, so this looks very good.
Plotkin's king is trying to play the hero a lot, and it's just going on heroic runs, trying to like mate the other king on its own, and that's not working out so well for him, because Jkid seems very good at feeding Burritos the pieces he needs. Queen takes h2 is playable here, followed by bishop h8.
Is made, no? King h5, pawn h6. Yeah. Oh wait, it's pinned. What am I saying? Let me blame the site. I'm on beta.
Yeah, definitely blame the site.
Show.
Okay, so I think even pawn check could be okay here.
All right, yeah.
So this is interesting. Pawn check, pawn up check, and then knight to e7 to attack g6 would be an idea. Well, I like f6 followed by knight e7.
Wait, but if we're not mating, the king on h6 is actually mating us, right?
How does the king
'Cause, like-
get to
like-
h6?
Oh, I assumed you were going to play like g6 afterwards. Because
No,
like
no,
takes
not,
and
not,
then knight
knight e7. Queen takes
we have knight
h3.
short here.
Wow, that was very clean actually. Like including this like like check on f4. So the queen wasn't protecting h3 anymore. Very nice. Also, I have to expose myself because when when GSVC pointed out this mate with knight f3, I again believed him. I was like, oh, wow, that is mate. So strong.
Yeah. I wanted to test if you would believe anything I say. For now, you are just believing everything.
Please never use your powers for evil. Like you could be like, oh, I have this great like investment like that you can make in this Nigerian prince. I just need all your social and bank accounts. I'm like, you got it, dude. I got you.
I'm actually confused. Like, really? Because I'm in beta, I can watch the games, but the positions are different from what I see in chat streams.
Wait, so you're watching completely different games from us. Now I'm wondering if the games you're watching are more interesting than the games that we're watching.
No, not completely different, but you sometimes have a pawn in the board that I don't see here. like in your stream, there's a pawn on g4, and I don't see a pawn on g4 in my screen.
Oh, yo, just
So we'll see whether this is an important pawn then.
Yeah.
Anyone looking to pad their stats against GSVC, now is the time. All right, this looks moderately uncomfortable for the burrito. That's nasty. Don't do that to him. Oh.
Yeah, so they were up time and he had no blockers, which meant that was lights out. I assume Legion is going to give us a score update at some point here, because I have no idea what the score is. 14-7 favoring Jkidjr22.
Yeah, Legion does not trust any of us to count, and like he shouldn't.
He shouldn't. I mean, normally I can count when chess.com does it for me, but now you see, without them helping out, I'm completely powerless to do the count. Okay, so now a rook would mate for Plotkin, but the rooks are not coming.
Well, they are, just not for Plotkin.
So he's trying to set up knight at e2. GoGoBurritos is trying to set up knight at e2. They're trying to make this queen move or take the queen.
Oh,
that looks like a rook. Is that a rook? That looks like a rook.
Oh, I've been logged off for inactivity. I don't know. They were down like 4 seconds, so I think. See.
Oh, but he defended. The rook isn't. Oh, he's mated on his board. Now a pawn mates for grind. Grind, now known as super pawn a5 a6 _1. Unfortunately, he is down time. Not down that much, actually. Ooh, I think. Well, okay. I guess they couldn't have made up that much time. And now grind is getting mated.
Wait, this was rook takes.
A queen takes rook was an option, but this works as well. It just gives up a queen in the process.
Yeah, I think Burritos also admitted with knight f4 instead of knight h4. But not that it mattered. He just needed to.
Yeah, I thought grind would try to stay on initiative. Like if he had been able to get bishop at g1, rook takes, pawn takes when the knight was still there, pawn check, and then eventually he could have played the knight takes.
Are you able to see the game? It says that they're playing right now, but I don't see the game. Okay.
I see game now.
All right, this is for All of the marbles, every single one.
All of them, yeah. And Joanna says she's very excited by rooks.
As she should be.
Rooks are sexy as fuck. Confirmed.
Chuck, I was not ready for you to say the words that you just said.
No one was.
No, I have no complaints that you said the words that you said. It's just, I just was not ready.
That queen trade is going to benefit Jkid, and that's going to be
Moderately
game,
unpleasant.
set, match. We have some GGs in the chat. I do want to get the final score. It is 16 to something.
I think the final
So,
result was a lot to less than a lot.
Thank you.
Okay,
That was really
final
helpful.
score is
16 to 7, I think.
16 to 7. Let me see. We're going to try to get all of these people on a call to talk with them.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm still updating the score, but you guys can fire some questions at him while we're waiting here.
That was actually my exact prediction that I predicted for this match.
Speaking of predictions, let's pay out some predictions. How many of you wagered? Oh my god. This is an interesting prediction market. We have 5,000 channel points wagered on littleplotkin and GrindReturns to 100 channel points wagered on Jkidjr and GoGoBurritos. 98% favored the Plotkin team to win. So, young UK baller, you're going to be winning a lot of channel points.
Oh, UK believed.
There was wagering, Joanna.
Yeah, that knight f5 game. Jkid helped me find the entire sequence. I had to ask him. That was so scary. He was so close to my king, and I felt like I didn't have anything.
Yeah, there were a lot of crazy tactical games in this series. So we kind of saw that there was this board switch kind of last minute as a result of them playing in the random pool last night. Well, what was your approach to this going to the match, and like how did you feel about the change in matchup?
Wait, hold on, sorry. Were you talking about?
Yeah, so the other team ended up switching boards, so you were playing against a different opponent. You ended up playing against Plotkin instead of Grind. Yeah, like what were your thoughts on this going into the match? Like, did you think that this would favor you guys, or were you a little more so concerned?
I was a little concerned because I don't know Plotkin that well. I haven't really played him that much, but apparently Grind had prepped for me the last year of games.
He knew this moment would come.
And then it ended up being me against Plotkin, which probably favors us.
Yeah, so what we were told in the background was, number one, that Jkid partnered to Plotkin to help Plotkin lose points strategically. Very smart by Jkid. And second of all, that Grind was not happy with Plotkin for what transpired the night before that ended up with the raid and switch.
Yeah, maybe if those players get in call, we can ask for some more details about it.
Unfortunately, it looks like your retirement from Bughouse Burritos is going to be postponed by at least another few weeks because you are in the finals and you're going to be playing against Jkidjr22. Are you guys going to be doing a bunch of prep for that? Have you been studying their openings? Are you going to get 12-teen drunk and make him the low board somehow? Or like what are your thoughts on the finals?
I think we're just going to lose every game.
That's an interesting strategy. I hadn't thought of that one, but
no offense to we don't really I don't know what we're gonna do. I think no matter what we do, we're just I think we might have like a possible chance to get some like more games than we did against 12 and Chicken when I was playing 12 because my style doesn't fit well against 12.
So League Champ asks in the chat, how do you study Bughouse openings? So in theory, how you would study openings is you would review past games, look at the openings, and try to see where you had better moves. There are some players who a while ago created a sort of opening explorer in, I don't know what it was, chess base or something. What they did was they went on the free internet chess server and they downloaded the games of everyone above 2200 and fed them all into an opening explorer. And then whenever they would had a trouble with an opening, they would go look in the opening explorer and they would see for each move, like what's the win percentage of this move and who played this particular variation, and they would find better variations with that. But barring like a full-blown open explorer, you could always look at the players you're likely to play, see what openings they favor, and try to see what move sequences do better against them. All that has a caveat, which is I looked on chess.com last night and I was unable to look at any past Bughouse games because you just can't look at past games right now. They have a bug in their code. So I guess that means you have to play them out or play them on a board or look in another website rather than on chess.com for the present moment.
Welcome to chat, Little Plotkin, by the way. Congratulations on a very strong tournament. I know this isn't the way that you guys would have liked to end it, but still very, very well played throughout. Plotkin, you guys ended up having this a board switch, so you ended up playing Burritos instead of Jkid. How did that change your match strategy, and did you guys talk at all about how you guys are going to approach the match differently with those matchups?
First of all, congratulations. Almost congratulations to Blitz Bullet and to what's his name? Raven or Timu or Burritos or whatever. Great. I mean, in my mind, I thought they were favorites, and I'm a little bit surprised by the result. I thought it'd be a little bit closer, maybe 16-10, but I mean, I knew Jkid for like a decade. I mean, he's just a fantastic Bughouse player. I mean, I continue to think very low of Burritos' character, but I think as a player, you know, he really showed that he has improved throughout the years, especially in the last year. My partner has been messaging me probably in the last week or so about maybe playing high board or low board, but it didn't really matter to me. I was happy either way. I knew Blitz Bullet was really good, and I think the disadvantage was that Grind was unable to see how good Blitz Bullet was back in his heyday. I just have a tremendous amount of respect for him. Honestly, just a great player. The idea was that I should be able to beat Raven faster than Blitz Bullet beats my partner. However, my partner just got sacked on, and I'm not really a sacking player. I just like try to get advantages, and Raven kept on sacking against me. He was able to feed his partner, and it worked. I mean, as you see, the score of me and my partner against Shaken and 12 team is the same against Jkid and Burritos. I don't think that should be the same. I just think that they had much better communication. I mean, really well done. It was super impressive stuff. I was really impressed by both Blitz Bullet's ability to beat Grind quickly and Raven's ability to defend in key moments. Good luck to both of them in the final. I mean, as I've already said many times, it's kind of presumptive who's going to win. However, I mean, like, it was a pleasure to play, and my partner was really sad about it. But I told him that it was a pleasure to play with him. He's one of the best Bughouse players in the world, and it was just a tremendous amount of fun.
Are we going to be able to get Grind in the call, or should we ask our Grind questions to you?
You should probably ask your Grind questions to me.
Okay, so
what happened with this name change mid-match?
Yeah.
We're all very confused.
So like 2-3 weeks ago, my partner had a message from one of the chess.com admins that his name got changed. And what's it called? So then he was like, okay, whatever. And then he messaged them and it's like, what? It's like a pretty neutral name. And then they're like, okay. So then they changed it back. And then it was, totally fine. And then mid-match today, it happened. And I was a little bit confused by it because I dropped mate. And then my computer just froze, like nothing happened on the screen. And I was so confused by by that moment, and I thought, okay, we lost, whatever. And he was in there cursing his lungs out. I was like, okay, geez. But it turned out that it was just a name change. Whatever. It really is not a huge deal. Luckily, I mean, like, look, at the end of the day, whether or not that name was going to get changed didn't matter. They were winning in the beginning of the match. They were winning in the middle of the match. They won at the end. I'm not here to give you some excuse. That's not what I'm here for. They played tremendous. They deserved every part of making it to the finals.
I'm just reading the chat in the chess.com after the game, and Kemperfix says, "Man, Plotkin, I put my life savings on you," and Burrito says, "Why did no one bet on us?" So the getting back to the game that you just talked about, then not only was the name change interesting, but we were just shocked by the result because well you had a pretty good attack. It looked like your partner was like mated in two, and we discussed it, and we basically said like there's no way he can possibly get out of this, and so we got engrossed in your game, and then all of a sudden we looked back at his board, and your partner was checkmated, and we were like, what the hell happened? So we rewinded the game to look at the moves, and he got like a great attack there. He had to sack like 4 pieces in the process, but he got a great attack. So I guess part of my question for you is, did you feed him some moves there? Did he come up with that himself? And what did you get a chance to look at his attack, or were you just focusing on your board there?
So first of all, I want to reiterate that Grind is a fantastic Bughouse player. I mean, truly tremendous. And it's been a pleasure to play with him. In that moment, I did feed him some moves, but overall, most of his moves were his own. Of course, I mean, I don't have enough time to participate in both boards. Grind probably played 99% of the moves. I mean, there may have been a move or two where I fed him, but I just didn't have the time to.
Whichever of you came up with that move sequence, or even if it was half, like that was an incredible mate, and it was great to watch, because I was commenting in that game that it was the most lopsided game I'd ever seen, because of the chess.com bug. You flagged your opponent while you also had mate on the board, so you won 2 different ways, and your partner also flagged his opponent, and he had mate in 1. So you guys won 4 different ways. You should have got 4 points for that game if I was scoring it.
But it turns out it wouldn't have mattered whether or not we got 4 points or if we got 8. Like at the end of the day, they or not 8, 7. But like those points were totally useless. And I literally didn't want to win that way. When Legion said 6-5, I was so confused. I was ready to take 6-3 because in my head, I'm like, okay, disconnections happen on fix, no big deal. It's just
we weren't sure how the game was going to be ruled, but that was up to the arbiter there.
Yes, when the arbiter ruled, I was just like, okay. I mean, I agree that that's the fair decision, but I'm biased. Had he said the other, I would have been fine with that too. My partner was a little bit unhappy with it, but I was totally fine. Like it was a weird moment for a few minutes there, but that's what it was.
So, are you guys aware that there will be a playoff for 3rd versus 4th place?
We're not.
I don't believe there is for the.
There's not for the open section.
Yeah, because they've already played the round robin. Yeah, it's just going to be.
Okay.
It's going to be determined on their score.
Okay, so I'm wrong then. Okay, so I guess that was your last game of the tournament then. Well, thank you so much for participating in the tournament, and you put on some really great games to watch. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I'd also like to commend Plotkin for handling this loss with a lot of class. I really appreciate the way that he's praised his opponents here and also his partner, and like it makes sense because they're an amazing team. I mean, well played, and congratulations on handling everything so well. We also have Blitzblood in the chat now as well. Congrats, Jkidjr. That was an amazing showing. I have to know, does even a small part of you feel guilty when you make these anti-primos? like, is there any part of you that feels the pain of your opponent?
Not really. That's part of the strategy, because I know grind primos pretty much every single move.
Very
Spoken
rude
like
thing
a
to do.
true psychopath.
Oh, it's a very low risk, high reward thing for me. Like at most I lose a pawn, but at best I win 2 pieces for my partner.
Yeah, no, it makes sense strategically.
As
like-
someone who is against pre-move myself, it gives me great pleasure whenever I see an anti-pre-move work.
Well, it's also really not an anti-free move. Like I would have made that move regardless, as you know from many of my games. Like I just play e4 and stack the pawn almost every game, regardless.
Okay, so we talked with Brios a little bit about this, but I kind of want to get your perspective as well. So, like we have this switch in matchup, like sort of last minute. So you go from originally being playing against Plotkin to now playing against Grind. Did this affect your mentality going into the match at all, or like how did you approach this differently, knowing that you'll now be playing against Grind?
Didn't really matter too much to me. At the end of the day, I'm just playing with a few friends, so I didn't care if I played Plotkins or Grind.
Okay, well, that was incredibly strong for someone who didn't care at all about the matchup. That was that there was some disgusting games in there. Okay, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you to. I won't ask you to go into details about the situation, but I understand there was some tension between you guys before the match. Is there anything that you guys can say about like what the atmosphere was like when you guys were playing, and like how you guys were able to resolve this? Yeah, we just love to get your perspective on that situation.
No, I don't think it really matters between like the tension me and Burritos might have had. I just think during the match we gave it our best game, and we somehow managed to pull a victory.
I was just trolling the entire time.
So I do have a few questions for you guys. One of them was asked the last matchup, and I forgot to ask it in the post game interview. And I forget who asked it, but someone in the chat, I guess Googled Jalen and found his Instagram and said like, who is this guy? How does he have so many followers? Is he a male model? So can we get an answer to that? Are you in fact a male model?
I'm just fortunate to have had the opportunity to meet a lot of different people, and I've become friends with a lot of different people.
Interesting. And I have a question for Burritos. What do you think should be the beverage of choice for this game? Throughout the tournament, is there any particular beverage that you would endorse for other Buckhouse players to use to make their games better?
Yeah, Pepsi. It's only one. Well, there's Dr. Pepper too. I was drinking Pepsi for this match. It just felt like the way to go.
If you had to quantify how much you think your rate and strength increase by using that beverage, what would you say? How many points?
Well, probably around like to my top level, my peak. Probably around 2550, 2600. And Pepsi increases it to that. Without it, my throat is just dry. It feels uncomfy.
So would you be like a 2000 without Pepsi, or like a 2100 or
2300, 2400?
You'd be 23 or 2400. So it adds about 200 300 points to your strength, you say?
Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting.
So if Coke shows up to your house, say we got this brand new sponsorship for you, we're going to pay you $2,000 a month, but you cannot touch a single Pepsi. Are you taking the sponsorship deal?
Well, would they be like? Would they have cameras on me at all times? Would they know?
Oh, they'll know.
that sounds like a question for someone who intends to cheat.
Probably not. If I had to say, well, can I have Dr. Pepper at least? Time me over.
You can have only Coke.
I can't
And water, I guess.
Again. Then
as long as you have the sponsorship, you cannot. All right, this is a man of his principles, is not willing to give up his principles in order for the money. You can take that, Coke. So you guys have a very difficult match coming up. Like it's going to be a very tough team. What do you think it would possibly take for you guys to come out with the W in that game, or even if you can't come out with the W, to make it competitive? What's it going to take to do well in this match?
I'm not sure. I think we might. I don't know. I'd be okay with scheduling it in January because 12 team has a match coming up, which I believe it would be fair if we were to play the match after. But I don't know if that makes any sense though. But I think if I played Chicken, we would have a better time because Jkid probably does good against better against 12 team than I do. Well, he does, of course, but I mean, I don't know. Probably way better than how I would do against Chicken now.
Wouldn't that be like the default? I mean, isn't 12 team usually rated higher than Chicken, and Jkid is usually rated higher than you?
In the first match, Chicken was actually top board.
Right, but that was unusual. I think that was unexpected, wasn't it? Or I don't know if
Yeah.
it's
It's not
still
too
like that.
unusual.
Chicken's a good player. They're both good players. It
For sure.
just depends.
And are you guys going to do any prep as far as studying their openings or playing scrimmage matches, or what? How are you guys going to prepare for the finals, no matter when they may be?
I mean, for me personally, I've played Chicken over I played both 12 team and Chicken over 1,000 times already. Like I feel like between the three of us, we're very comfortable playing each other already.
And are you gonna help your partner raise his comfort level then, versus his probable opponent?
I mean, we still have a lot of prep that I did for Chicken in our original match, but we ended up playing
Oh,
a
I see.
different board.
Interesting. Yeah, well, I hope it ends up with that matchup then with Chicken the low board, just to see the results of your prep. And if you guys think it would be more competitive that way, it'll be fun to watch for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we'll give it our best game. We'll see what happens, but I think 12 team and Chicken tend to be the stronger team in this case.
I will try to do you guys a solid and partner Chicken at some point in the next week, with the expectation of losing a bunch of points. We'll see.
And I will also make sure to believe in you in advance of this match, because I was not there to believe in you before the first match, right? I think this could really tip the scales of this match.
I just want to make it clear that Blitzbullet needs like a lot more respect. Like he's just a great player. I mean, he's dealing with one of the a really weak partner, so he's doing a great job. Good job, Blitzbullet. Well done.
Exactly.
I agree with the first part of that statement. I don't know about the second part. But yeah, but it's especially great to see Blitzbullet return into Bughouse, because he took quite a few years off when he got engrossed in high school and college, and now he's coming back to the game after a long hiatus, and he's as good as ever.
I'd also like to make it clear, it is not good for all of us to see Blitzbullet back. So some of us have been deeply aggrieved by the things that Blitzbullet has done on the chessboard.
It's great.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun match. I think I did a lot of sacking on Grind, unfortunately.
It's always fun to watch players who beat me consistently getting just dismantled by other players who beat me consistently, so I can learn how to play against those players who do so good. I think everyone should watch back the stream to figure out how to do well against Grind, for example, because Jkidjr just did a really good job getting attacks every game, and wonderful to watch.
Yeah, I think being Blitzbullet helps with that. Like Grind is a monster. I don't think a lot of people can get away with playing like that.
Yeah, I mean, my general strategy was just to win before Burritos got checkmated.
Burritos got a lot of great positions though. I don't think Burritos was on the defense even most of those games. A lot of times he was attacking Plotkin, and Plotkin was defending for his life. And Plotkin is quite good at defending for his life. Usually Plotkin can eat a bunch of pieces, the attack fizzles out, and then he counterattacks. But sometimes he didn't get a chance to do that because you were able to feed him so many pieces. So it's a lot of fun to watch.
Some games I kind of just sat because we were up 4 seconds usually. Because
Oh,
Jkid's just so
that's
fast.
another thing we should ask about. Is Plotkin still on the call here? Plotkin,
Yeah.
when your opponent sat, did it trigger you? Did it make you want to just like forfeit the match?
Honestly, there's nothing more triggering than playing someone that deserves no respect. So the fact that my opponent was sitting didn't matter. The fact that I was playing him mattered. But he did a good job. Blitzbullet played well. As I said, they will do really well in the final, I'm sure. Blitzbullet will surprise everyone in how close the match is going to be. I'm sure.
Well, I
So
think
Plotkin-
all of the players played well, including your opponent Plotkin. So
And can we expect you in the commentary booth for that final Plotkin?
oh
Oh,
yeah, we'd love
absolutely.
to have you
If
commentate Plotkin.
if I'm wanted, I'm more than happy to provide it. It's been a pleasure to play, and I'm more than happy to give back.
Great, we'd love to have you. Well, does anyone have any final questions or final thoughts, or should we wrap this up?
I think I'm good. Thanks so much for the plays. I in terms of the like level of like play and how tactical all of the games were, that was just very exciting Buckhouse for everyone except for Chuck, who cried for all of the pieces that were sacked.
Think about the 9-5 game that Jkid fucking found. It was insane. That was such a crazy like sequence.
Oh, that's right. That was sick. How long did it take you to calculate that?
Well, it was really Burrito's only option. I wasn't sure if it made it, but I knew the first few moves had to be what I fed Burritos, and then I saw them maybe like a few seconds later.
Yeah, F6
Nice.
and then knight E7 Sly.
Yeah, that was very clean.
It wasn't mate though, but the thing was I was winning Burritos a queen on my board, so he had me. Plotkins had king G4 instead of king H4, and he would have been fine.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize that. So I do remember GSVC was also impressed by this though. So
He couldn't
you
kill.
impressed.
Yeah, we were all impressed. I did see some of the sequence. I saw like the 97 part, and I was saying that in a commentary booth, and they didn't think it was a good idea, and then it happened on the board, and then they were like, "Oh, this is brilliant!" So that was good to see.
Yeah, so if I remember correctly though, like the first part of that sequence was like important to deflect the queen as well though. Like
Yeah, so the
that's
queen
what
could be
looked
taken
so clean.
later on for sure.
Yeah, I knew that part of the sequence. I think that was his only option there, and that's why I sacked my queen for a bishop.
Okay, yeah, well, nice mate. I think that mate and also the the mate that Grind pulled directly out of his anus, like those were two of the most impressive games that I saw.
Yeah, I knew I was made it at that point.
I
Yeah,
don't think you did. Oh, you
So-
did?
I got made it a few times. It's
Grand's very scary.
sack sitting has its weaknesses when you're downtime.
Well, GG's. Fun match.
Yeah, well played. Have a good one, guys.
All right, see ya.
See you all. Thanks very much for the games and the commentary. We need to find someone to raid. And I'm not sure yet who that should be. I'm open to ideas. I see a new streamer playing 4-player chess. That's a possibility. But it seems like he's unrated. So maybe we want to find another possibility. Does anyone have any suggestions of like a chess stream that they might follow that needs some love with some more viewers? If so, let me know. Otherwise, we're just gonna kind of find a stream at random. Let's see. Wait, is this Bughouse? Oh, this might be Bughouse. I might have found another Bughouse stream for us to raid. This is Bughouse. I found a Bughouse stream to raid, and it is Crimson's Vortex's favorite kind of stream because we have some sub 1,000 players playing Bughouse. So let's go show them some love. Incredible Blunder says Plotkin should start streaming so you can raid him. Yeah, if Plotkin wants to start a stream, for sure I would raid him. But he's probably resting after the event. Plotkin has streamed like most every day for a while here. I think he had a wager with Swole19 about whether he would continue streaming every day. It is rare to find a Bughouse to Bughouse raid though, so I'm gonna keep this raid going for now. If Plotkin streams, I'll surely pop into that stream and show him some love. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Really appreciate it. I will. It seems like we have one match left to cover, and that is the finals. So I'll see you guys at the finals. Before the finals, there's going to be the Crazy House World Championship, where 12 Teen will be playing Opera Weason. That's going to be covered probably by OKZH or John Lee Crazy House or Clearcast Chess or Mugwort or all of the above. So we can look forward to that. Have a great weekend and great holidays. See you guys later.